going to start the recording, and then it'll be a little thing that pops up, I think, on your screen. You can just click.
Yep.
Got it. And so we'll come and start in a comfortable seat. You guys could take a seat on those, your towels, how they're folded, just bringing them underneath the sitting bones. Oh, and actually, I'm just going to mute you just for the quality of sound. But if you need to unmute at any point, oh, perfect. Feel free to. All right, so finding that seat, you can come and sit on the knees if that feels good. Maybe you cross your legs, grounding your sitting bones on the towel, the ground. Maybe extending the legs out in front of you too, if that feels good. So whatever makes you feel rooted to the ground, connected, but with also a little bit of a sense of uplifting through the torso so that we can access our breath together. So before we move into the practice, I really wanted to kind of set the tone and talk about our breath practice, our connection to the breath. So we're really we'll start to develop our breath together, particularly this Ujjayi breath, which Chloe, I know you are familiar with. I'm not quite sure if your friend, who I'm not sure your name now, which I'm sorry, I should have asked, but we'll introduce ourselves after. Or you can unmute, yeah.
Katie. Hello.
Say that again.
Katie.
Dee Dee?
Katie. Katie, like Catherine. Katie, like.
Katie?
Katie.
Katie, I'm so, wow.
Katie, like Catherine. Okay, cool.
Katie.
All right.
Kat, gotcha, thank you. So Katie, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this Ujjayi breath. I will get into that a little bit once we explore it together. But just thinking about our breath, we're going to be really focusing on it throughout the entirety of the class. So coming back to it within each pose, and it might feel like, you know, it's a lot of focus, a lot of emphasis on the breath, and you might be breathing in different rhythms, you know, between the two of you, or taking a different pace from myself, and that's totally fine. I just want to keep reminding us of our connection to the breath. So however you're exploring your breath, however it's moving in your body, just reminding us that it's there and that we're connecting, because the more that we connect consciously with our breath, the more we can use it to help us to regulate our nervous system, our ability to you know, kind of power through when we need to keep going, or to fully rest and reset when we need to stop and pause. So this connection to our breath, to our prana, our life force energy, is really it's this reminder of our power, of our potential, all that we can do, our capacity. So we're just going to keep trying to kind of reinforce that connection, so that we can take it with us outside of our practice, and, you know, everywhere that our breath literally carries us. So rooting in that comfortable seat, maybe you shift your hips a little bit, wiggle the sitting bones down towards the floor. We'll just take a couple of breaths, natural breaths at your own pace. Maybe you even open the mouth, parting the space between the lips, just letting the breath kind of wash in and wash out. Notice where your breath seems to be resting, seems to be starting. Maybe it's a little higher up in the chest space. Maybe you even feel it up in the neck. Maybe we can allow that breath to start to drop, moving towards the floor, so that we can start to develop this Ujjayi breath, also known as victorious breath, oceanic breath. We can find that breath together. Once it's had some time to descend down the belly, maybe even deeper in the kind of pelvic area. And if you haven't already started to soften your gaze, or maybe close the eyes down, just kind of bringing yourself inwards. And really listen and tune into the sound of your breath. We'll start to find that Ujjayi breath together. So as you take your next inhale, as if you could inhale that breath up through the back of your throat, but feel it rising up towards the roof of your mouth, holding it just for a moment, feeling that fullness in the chest. And then keeping the lips sealed, we're going to exhale down that same channel, the back of the throat, almost like you were trying to fog up some glass in front of you while keeping the lips sealed. And continuing that breath, inhaling up the back of the throat, rising up towards the roof of the mouth. Exhaling, keeping the lips sealed, creating that kind of oceanic sound with the breath. And I like to observe the sort of temperature fluctuation that happens internally with each breath. With each inhale, you invite that fresh air in through the nostrils into the lungs. It's a cooling kind of effect, uplifting sensation. And then the exhale kind of creates a bit of heat, of steam at the back of the throat. The breath descends, moving you closer to the floor, maybe grounding your seat. Inhaling as you invite that cool air in, lengthening up through the spine, lifting the crown of the head. Exhaling, feel that heat, let it descend down the back of the throat, down the spine, the tailbone, the legs. We'll take a couple more breaths just like that. So going at your own pace, when you start to sync up the lengths of your inhales with each exhale. We'll take one more breath here. Exhaling out. Starting to flutter the eyes open if they were closed. We'll lift our heads, lengthening back up through the spine, the neck. And we'll shift our way forwards into a tabletop position. So go ahead and make your way onto hands and knees. And if you need some extra cushion, you can unfold those towels and bring them out underneath the knees. And we're going to bring our hands underneath the shoulders, hips over the knees. And we'll find a little forearm wrist stretch. So you'll flip your hands one at a time, flipping so that your palms face up and your fingertips point towards your knees. And you can do one hand at a time if it feels a bit too much to do both hands at the same time. I'm keeping my toes tucked, and we'll just kind of rock a little forwards and back as you shift the weight forwards into the front of the wrist crease, and then back into the knuckles, the fingernails. Yeah. Nice. I'm gonna come and check you guys out. Beautiful. And you can find a bend in the elbows. Yeah, and I know this feels really intense. It's not a position we are used to. Not used to weight bearing in this way. Start to circle around just a little bit, and these circles will be small, subtle, nothing crazy. You might feel your shoulders kind of rising up towards the ears, just softly guiding them down towards the floor, away from the ears, reversing those circles if you were circling out. Maybe you can spread your fingers out a little bit wider if they were curling in towards each other. Just a few more breaths here. Good. And pausing. We'll take an inhale and we'll come to our knuckles. So making fists, aligning your wrists once again with the shoulders as well as the knuckles. And then we'll re-flatten the palms on the mat. Take a moment just to feel the mat, the ground beneath the hands. And we'll start to tent our fingertips now, lifting the space between your palm and the mat, keeping the toes tucked. We'll move through some cat-cows. So as you inhale, let your belly soften towards the floor. Send your chest forwards, gaze forwards. Exhale to press out of the finger pads, round the spine, let your head drop. And send the front of your pelvis forwards. Lengthen the tailbone down. Inhale, come back through that cow, opening up through the front body. Exhale to round, moving through cat, rounding, drop the head. Take a few more rounds of these spinal movements. Use your breath to help guide you back and forth. Coming back to that Ujjayi breath. Deep internal feeling at the back of the throat. We'll come back to meet in our neutral spine. Take your time. Re-flatten the palms. Good. We'll keep our toes tucked. Let's walk the hands just about a handprint distance out in front of you. So they'll be slightly in front of the shoulders. And you'll start to float your knees, your hips up. We'll meet in our downward facing dog. And we'll take some time just to kind of feel it out here. Pedaling out the feet, maybe rocking the heels side to side. Let the head drop between the arms. Good. Nice, Katie. Taking some nice deep breaths in through the nose. Letting a sigh maybe release out from the mouth. Yeah, finding any kind of intuitive movement that might feel good here. Maybe just pausing in stillness as you welcome yourself back into this shape. Finding a little bend in the knees as you press forwards into the finger pads. Send your belly towards your thighs. Let's take a nice deep breath in through the nose, holding here. Exhale out. All right, we're gonna shift into our plank pose. So coming forward, stack your shoulders over your wrists. Press back through your heels and lengthen the crown of your head away from your tailbone. We're gonna take 3 full breaths here, in through the nose. Exhale out, maybe tap the knees down. Let's see if you can keep your hips in line with your shoulders. Inhale, refloat the knees, the thighs up. Good. Exhale, maybe the knees come back to tap down. Maybe they stay lifted. One last breath here. Breathing in, fill up the chest, the backs of the lungs. Exhale out. Next inhale, we'll lift the hips. Come back to meet in downward facing dog. We're gonna hold here for 5 breaths as you inhale. Feel the hips lift. Exhale, draw the heels down. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhaling, 3, pressing into the palms, the finger pads. Exhaling out, can you draw your armpits to face in towards your face, your heart? Finding a little internal rotation in the shoulders. One last breath in. Exhaling out. Look forwards towards your hands. We're going to take a slow walk to the front of the mat, towards your fingers, coming into a forward fold. And you can measure the space between your feet, taking your 2 fists in between the inner arches, giving us hips width distance. Bend into your knees, maybe reach for opposite elbows. Drop the head, fold your torso over your legs. Release whatever grip you had of the arms, let them just dangle. Keep bending into the knees, and as you press into your feet, start to roll your spine up, rising to stand. Finding our Samastiti shape, bringing your arms by your sides, fingertips reaching towards the floor, crown of the head, chest lifting up towards the ceiling. Let's inhale the arms up and overhead. Gaze up at your palms. Exhale and draw the arms back down by your sides. Good. Inhale, press into the feet. Rise the arms up and overhead once again. This time as you exhale, fold over your legs, coming back into Uttanasana, forward folds. And then on an inhale, press your palms into the shins, lengthen the spine. Ardha Uttanasana, gaze forwards. Good. Exhale, fold back over your legs. Bend into the knees, press into your palms, and step the feet back into plank. We're going to move through this modified flow to start here. So tap the knees down, and then bend into your elbows, hug your ribs with your inner arms to lower the chest, and then the chin will slide forwards onto the belly, rising up. Inhale, baby cobra. Press down through the tops of the feet, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Beautiful. Exhale, lower the chest, press into the palms, shift back through maybe hands and knees, and then relift the hips. We'll meet in downward facing dog. And we'll take 5 breaths here. In through the nose. Exhale it out. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale. Inhale 5. Exhale. Looking towards the hands, either bending into the knees and hopping the feet forwards, or maybe stepping the feet forwards. We'll meet back in that fold, hanging over the legs. And then pressing into the feet, inhale, rise to stand. Let the arms guide you up, lifting the chest, gazing up towards your hands. Exhale, bringing the palms down in front of the chest, and then arms come back down by your sides. Inhale to reach the arms back up and overhead. Good. Exhale, fold over the legs, hinging forwards, drop the head. Inhale, palms to shins, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold again over the legs. Bending into the knees, plant the palms. You can step the feet back or hop back into your plank. We'll meet there. Maybe you tap the knees, chest, chin down once again. Maybe you're ready for chaturanga, bending the elbows to lower the body halfway, pressing off the tops of the feet, moving through upward facing dog or your low cobra. Nice, Chloe. And then we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Lifting the hips, dropping the head. You're welcome to take any movement here or just to pause in stillness. Inhaling. Exhale out. Inhale 2. Exhale. Inhale 3. Keep lifting the hips. Exhale. Inhale 4. Exhale, let the head drop. Inhale 5, maybe rising the heels up off the mat. Exhale, redrawing them back down. Look forwards. Step or hop the feet forwards. Uttanasana, head folded over the legs. Inhale, rise, Urdhva Hastasana. Reach the palms forwards and up. Look up. Exhale, arms come back down. Inhale once again. Gazing up as you reach up. Exhale to fold over the legs. Drop the head. Inhale, half lift. Lengthen the spine, look forwards. Exhale, fold. Plant the hands, bend the knees, step or float back through plank. And we'll flow either lowering for cobra or finding your chaturanga, pressing through upward facing, lifting the chest as you inhale. Nice. Exhale to roll back through downward facing dog. We have 5 more breaths here. Breathing in. Exhale out. Inhale 2. Exhale out. Inhale, 3, send the belly towards the thighs. Exhale. Inhale, 4, lift the hips towards the ceiling. Exhale. Inhale, 5, start to look forwards towards your hands. Exhale. Again, we're gonna step or hop the feet forwards, forward fold. This time bringing your feet all the way together, so inner arches connect. We're gonna bend into the knees, lift the arms, the torso, sitting for your Utkatasana chair pose. So the hips will move back and you'll look down and you should be able to see your toes over your knees. If not, send your hips back a little further. Beautiful. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold over the legs, extending through the knees, drop the head. Inhale, half lift, gaze forwards. Exhale, fold back over the legs. Plant the hands, bend the knees, step or hop back, moving through your flow, maybe skipping it. Take what you need, if it's child's pose, if it's a down dog, if it's your flow. We'll meet in that dog. And from there, you'll look towards your right hand, step the right foot forwards, and spin your left heel down. Left toes will turn out at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, rise up, warrior 1. Veerabhadrasana 1. Nice, Chloe. Send the front knee forwards. Inhale. Exhale, lower the hands. Step your right foot back. Option to move through this flow, maybe skip. Meet back in downward facing. Gazing towards your left hand, left foot steps forwards, spinning the right heel down, warrior 1. Inhale, rise up. That's it. Exhale to lower the hands, reframe that foot, step the left foot back. Take your flow or skip, meeting back in that dog. Beautiful, building that heat, feel the fire. Maybe the breath feels a little hotter. Back in our dogs, we'll take 5 breaths to reset. Inhale, 1. Exhale. Inhale, 2. Root into the palms, the finger pads. Exhale. Inhale, 3. Maybe lift the heels high, stretch the hips up towards the sky. Exhale. Inhale, 4, draw the heels back down, extend through the legs. Exhale. Inhale, 5. Exhale. Look towards your hands. Step or hop forwards, back in your folds, bringing the feet together. Another set of chair will bend the knees, set the hips back, reach the arms forwards. Utkatasana, so good. Look up. And then rise to stand, reach the hands up. Exhale, arms release down by your sides. We're gonna move through one more round of that sun B. So as you inhale, sweep the arms up, bend through the knees, send your hips back. Beautiful. Exhale to fold over the legs. Drop the head, inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, bend the knees, step or hop back, moving through or skipping through your flow to baby cobra or upward facing. We'll meet in that down dog. And then you'll look forward, step the right foot forward, spin the left heel down, inhale, rise up, warrior 1. Just a breath here. Exhale to lower the hands, step the foot back, flow through or skip through. Meeting in dog. Looking to the left hand, inhale, step the left foot forwards, exhale, right heel spins down, rise up, breathing in. So nice. Exhale, lower the hands, step that left foot back, flowing through or skipping to meet. Yes, again in dog. Breathing here for 1. Exhale. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhale, 3. Exhale. Inhale, 4. Exhale. Inhale, 5. Exhale, look forward, step or hop forwards, folding over the legs. One last set of chair. We'll bend the knees, sweep the arms up, find a lift through the chest. Press down through the feet. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, arms come down by your sides. Samastiti. So good. Bringing the hands to the hips, but step this right foot back in space, and then you'll point your toes towards the right side of the room. So we're in this Prasarita stance, wide stance. You can even turn your toes slightly in towards each other, a little pigeon toed, if that feels okay, or you can just keep the feet parallel with the short edges of the mat. Let's start to hinge forwards, folding over your legs, bringing the hands underneath the chest, the shoulders, and grounding into the pinky toe edges of your feet. Press down through the feet and let your head drop. Maybe you soften into the knees and just take a little shift of the hips side to side, if that feels good. Prasarita Padottanasana. And start to bring your hands back underneath the shoulders, re-extending through the legs. We're going to take a couple of twists from here. So you'll bring your right hand, maybe tend to the fingertips just to give yourself a little bit more space from the floor. And then reach your left arm up, gazing up at that hand. Notice if you started to kind of swing your hips to the left, can you draw that right hip back over to its own side? Breathing in. Exhale out. Inhale. Exhale. Take one more breath here. Can you root down through the floor? That right hand reach up through the left hand. Exhale, let that left arm drop. And we'll tend into the left fingertips. Reaching up through the right arm, gazing up at the right hand. Breathing in. Seeing if you can swing your hips a little over to the left or just reorient them so that they are in somewhat of the same line. Breathing in. Exhale out. One more breath here. Reaching up through that right shoulder, right hand. Exhale, let the right arm fall. Then we're going to walk our hands towards the left foot. Turn your left toes to point forwards. Step this right foot forwards. And now we're going to find our or Pada Astasana. We'll slide our hands underneath the soles of the feet. So you can bring your feet a little bit wider if you'd like, whatever feels best and is most supportive to you. And then you'll slide your palms underneath the soles of your feet. So your your toe pads, you can wiggle them to kind of like press down on the insides of the wrists, bending the knees as much as you need to here, bringing your belly, your ribs towards the thighs. Let your head drop. Maybe you can bend into your elbows, drawing your upper body a little closer towards the lower body. Good. Maybe shifting the weight forwards into your toes, into the wrist creases. Nice. Take another breath here. All right, we'll start to slide the hands out from underneath the feet, bringing your feet back to hips width distance. And we'll inhale to press palms into the shins, lengthen the spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold over your legs, bend your knees, plant your palms, step your feet back, and knee in, downward facing dog. All right, we're gonna inhale and reach the right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Flex the toes down. Exhale to step the foot forwards. And then you'll spin your back heel down, lifting up the arms, coming into Veerabhadrasana Two Warrior. Arms extend out to the sides, hips and chest facing out to the left side of your room. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, guide your front knee forwards. Good. Let's reverse this warrior. Start to rotate your right palm up, reach that right arm up and back, resting your left hand on the left shin or thigh, breathing in. Exhale. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhale, 3. Keep guiding your front knee forwards. Exhale. Inhale, 4. Exhale. Inhale, 5. Exhale, come back through warrior 2. Arms extend out to opposite sides. Exhale, set your right forearm to your right thigh. Reach your left arm up an overhead side angle. Breathing in. Exhale, press into the pinky toe edge of your left foot. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhale, 3. Rotating the chest, your gaze up towards the sky. Exhale. Inhale, 4. Exhale. Inhale, 5. Exhale, rise back up, warrior 2. This time, let's extend through the front leg, and you'll just step your back foot in a few inches, keeping the arms out to opposite sides. Move your hips back as you press into your feet. Reach your right arm forwards, and then lower that right hand towards the floor. Maybe it rests on your shin, maybe even a little higher on your thigh. I'm gonna bring my block here. So right hand down as the left arm reaches up, stacking the shoulders. Inhale, 1. Exhale, ground into the feet. Inhale, 2. So nice, you guys. Exhale, shoulders stack. Inhale, 3. Maybe gaze is up towards that top hand. Exhale. Inhale, 4. Maybe you're gazing down towards the bottom hand. Exhale. Inhale, 5. Exhale. Start to lower your left hand. As you bend into your right knee, bring your hands to frame that right foot. Spin onto the ball of your left foot. We'll take a twist as you plant that left hand down. Reach the right arm up, breathing in. Exhale, lower the right hand. Step the right foot back, moving through or skipping through your flow. We'll meet back in our dog. Lifting the hips, dropping the head. 5 breaths here. Reconnecting to that Ujjayi breath. Inhale. Exhale out, maybe releasing from the mouth. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhale, 3. Exhale. Inhale, 4. Exhale. Inhale, 5. Exhale. Inhale, float the left leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot forward, spin the right heel down, lifting the torso, reaching the arms out in opposite directions. Have your left heel bisecting your right arch. Send your front knee forward, set the hips low, beautiful. Breathing in. Exhale. Flip your left palm, reach that arm up and back as you rest your right hand above or below the knee, breathing in. 1. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhale, 3. Exhale, keep guiding that left knee forwards. Inhale, 4. Exhale. Last breath, breathing in. Exhale to come up, back through warrior 2. Set the left forearm to the left thigh. Reach the right arm overhead, side angle. Breathing in. 1. Exhale, press out of the pinky toe edge of your right foot. Inhale, 2. Exhale. Inhale, 3. Rotating the chest up towards the ceiling. Exhale. Inhale, 4. So nice, you guys. Exhale. Inhale, 5. Exhale, rise it back up. We'll extend through that front leg, stepping your right foot in a few inches, and then moving the hips back as you reach that left arm forwards, hinge forwards to lower that left hand on the shin, maybe the thigh. Maybe you even bring the hand to the hip if that feels supportive. Stacking your shoulders, breathing in. Exhale, ground into the feet. Inhale, maybe you gaze up towards that right hand. Exhale, or maybe you gaze down towards the bottom hand, left foot. Breathing in, turning your chest forwards. So good. Exhale out. One more breath here. Bringing your right arm down towards the floor, start to bend into your left knee. Bring your hands to frame the left foot. Sit onto the ball of your right foot. Plant the right hand down underneath the shoulder. Reach the left arm up. Inhaling. Exhale out. And lower that left hand. Step back through plank. Option to flow or to skip a flow, maybe to rest, taking a child's pose. We'll all meet back in our downward facing dog, however you make it there. Beautiful. All right, moving through our final standing flow. Let's inhale, reach the right leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot forwards, low lunge. Inhale, rise it up, high lunge. Keeping a bend through your front knee. Bring the arms up alongside your ears. So the back heel is lifted. And from this high lunge, we'll take it into a twist. So you'll start to rotate your chest over to the right. Perfect. So yes, starting with the arms alongside the ears, and then you'll turn to the right so that your right arm goes back, left arm reaches forwards. Keep bending into that right knee, extending through your left leg. Take a big breath in. Exhale, maybe twist a little deeper. 2 more breaths here. Exhale it out. So good, you guys. 1 last breath in. Now exhale, come back through center. Bring the arms up alongside your ears and then lower your hands down towards your right foot. Step your left foot forwards. Keep your left heel lifted off the ground. We're going to come into this fun shape together. So we're going to find our Uttita Asta Padangustasana as we wrap the peace fingers of our left hand, so pointer and middle finger, around your left big toe. And then you'll slowly start to shift weight into that right foot as you lift your left foot, guiding your left knee up towards your chest. Take a moment, pausing here. Bring your right hand to your right hip. You might stay here, grounding down through that right foot and extending up through the crown of the head. Maybe you want to play with kicking your left foot forwards into your hand as you extend through that leg. Nice. And I like to keep a little bend through my right knee so that I'm not over hyperextending through that knee. Take an inhale. Exhale out. So nice, you guys. Breathing in. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Inhale. Exhale, maybe that left leg can open out to the side. Breathing in. Exhale, maybe the right arm reaches out to the side or up towards the sky. 1 last breath. Exhale, slowly draw that left leg down, releasing your arms. Bring them down by your sides, standing in Samasthiti. Big breath in. Yeah, shake it out. Exhale out. Inhale, arms up, gaze up. Exhale, fold over. The legs hinge forwards. Inhale, half lift, palms to shins or fingertips to the floor. Exhale, folds, plant the hands, bend the knees, step or hop back, moving through your final flow or skipping through it. Let's meet back in our downward facing dog. Breathing in, exhaling out. Noticing how your breath has changed, how it's maybe changed to support you, to support this movement, to support the building of the heat within you. Take another breath here. And we'll inhale, float the left leg up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, step the foot forwards. And let's come up for our high lunge. Arms sweep up alongside the ears. Keep that bend through your front knee. Pull your right heel back. Twisting to the left. Take your right arm forwards, left arm back. Rotate your gaze towards your back hand. Maybe you can look at your left thumb, breathing in. Exhale. Inhale, soften the shoulders. Exhale, can you spread out through your fingers? One more breath here. So good, you guys. Exhale, come back through center, square your chest forwards, bring your arms back up. And then exhale, lower your hands down towards your left foot. Excuse me, we're gonna step the right foot forwards, keeping your right heel lifted, wrapping the peace fingers of your right hand around that right big toe, and then shifting weight into that left foot as you hug your right knee up towards your chest. Maybe you even use your left hand to help support that. Pausing for a moment here. So right arm can be along the inside of that knee, thigh, left hand to the left hip. You might stay here for your Utthita Padangusthasana. Maybe you start to press that right foot forwards. Yes, Chloe, into your hand, extending through the knee, through the leg. Beautiful, you guys. Oh, yes. Grounding down through that left foot, maybe softening through your left knee. Two more breaths here. Maybe, yeah, you start to open that right leg out to the side. Exhale out. Maybe that left arm starts to reach up or out to the left side. Breathing out. Slowly release the leg, the arms. Press down through both feet. Take a moment, reconnecting to the earth, reconnecting to your breath. Inhale, reach the arms forwards and up, gaze up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold, plant the hands, bend the knees. And we'll meet back in this plank, holding for a full breath in. And then exhaling out, we'll tap the knees down, widening the space between your thighs, bringing your knees maybe as wide as the edges of the mat. And you guys can take that towel if you wanna maybe bring it underneath your forehead, or if you feel really tight or crunchy in the hips, you could bring the towel a little bit wider into like a long roll and bring it between your hips and your heels for a little bit of like a lift underneath your pelvis. Yeah, I'll do that with the block sometimes, bring it between my heels just to give my hips some support. And just take a few breaths in this child's pose. Your arms can extend forwards, or you can have your hands reaching back towards your feet. Just allow your head to drop, your hips to draw back in space. Feeling the swelling of the belly as you inhale, and the softening of that space as you exhale. Nice, maybe rocking the forehead side to side. Just taking a moment, resetting. So start to lift your head, slowly pressing down into the palms, the hands. Walk your hands in towards your knees, lifting your torso up. And just removing anything that was underneath you, setting it off to the side. So we're going to move into our seated postures, but we're going to find a fun little way to get into our seat. So we'll come back to that downward facing dog, tucking the toes underneath you, lifting the hips, pressing down into the knuckles, the finger pads. Let your head drop between the arms. And then I'll show you this first way that you can come forwards into your seat is by almost like you're sliding into pigeon. You can take your left or your right shin forwards and then cross your other knee, other leg behind, and you'll find yourself sitting back in this kind of cross-legged Sukhasana seat. So that's one way of getting into our seat from down dog. Yeah, Chloe, just like that. Like you were coming into pigeon and then take your left knee forwards. Take your left knee like behind your right ankle and then plop your seat back and spread your knees a little further. So if you don't love that way, and you guys can just stay there, I'm just going to show you another way of getting into it. So from down dog, looking forwards, and then bending into the knees to kind of spring forwards, crossing at the ankles and guiding the hips down. And I am not the most graceful with that transition. I land with kind of like a little plump, little thud, but it's a fun way. I kind of like that, like little springing forwards. Anyway, we're here seated. So we're going to come into our seated spinal twist, Ardha Matsyendrasana. So start by extending your left leg forwards, flexing your toes towards your face, draw your right knee in towards your chest. And then cross your right ankle over, or your right foot over the outside of your left thigh. Option, you can stay here with this left leg extended long. You can bend that left knee and draw your heel towards your butt. And then we're going to take the left arm, inhale, reach it up. Exhale, hook your left arm up against that right thigh. Tent your right fingertips behind you and gaze over your right shoulder. Try to root down through both sitting bones. As you inhale, lengthen up through the spine. Exhale, rotate your gaze behind that right shoulder. Breathing in. Exhale, wringing out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, one last breath here. Breathing in. Exhale, start to unravel that twist. And just bring your hands outside of your left hip for a moment. Letting your head bow. Just twisting in the opposite direction. Lifting the torso, the head. We'll stretch the legs forwards. We'll take the other side. So with your right leg extended long, toes flexing towards you, hug your left knee in towards your chest. And then cross this left foot to the outside of your right thigh. You can keep your right leg extended like it is, or you can bend that knee and swing your heel towards your left butt. We'll inhale the right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale to twist and hook that arm up against your left thigh. Option to even bend that elbow if you'd like. Tenting the left fingertips behind you. Inhale. Exhale, root into both sitting bones. Make any adjustments that you need to as you inhale. Nice, you guys. Exhale, softening the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, 3. Exhale. Inhale, 4. Exhale. Inhale, 5. Exhaling as you unravel, squaring your chest forwards, and then just bringing the hands to the right side for a moment as you allow your head to bow, the spine to round. Pressing into the finger pads to lift the torso back up. And we'll just cross at the shins. You can roll over onto your knees, coming back into that tabletop. From there, we'll come back to our dogs just one last time. Practicing either that jump through or sliding, crossing the shins to move forwards into your seat. We'll make our way there, however you choose, coming back into that cross-legged seat. So either stepping. Yeah. Nice, Chloe. Beautiful, Katie. Oh, so good, you guys. Okay, so back in our cross-legged seat, we're going to move into our Pashimo Tanasana, seated forward fold. So you can take that towel and you can bring it, you can fold it maybe a couple of times and then bring it underneath your sitting bones. And I'm going to show you how I like to get into my seated forward fold. So you can fold it kind of like how this blanket is folded, sort of like a long skinny rectangle. And then you'll sit on the towel, but you want to get like so close to the front edge that you're like almost about to fall off onto your mat, so that it'll give us help to kind of downwardly rotate the front hip points towards the floor. So there's this like slight anterior pelvic tilt. And then you'll keep a little bit of a bend in your knees. And I'm sorry, I know the light is starting to go here. It gets so dark so early. But I have a little bend in my knees. So there's some space between the backs of my knees and the floor. I'm balancing on the heels of my feet. Toes are flexing up towards the ceiling. On an inhale, let's extend the arms, the fingertips up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, you'll reach forwards with a long spine. So before we round forwards and like try to reach for the feet, think of reaching for someone's hands out in front of you. Like imagine you guys were facing each other and you were reaching out for hands. And then just let your arms lower towards the floor. They don't need to hold the feet or hold the legs unless that feels like good to you, comforting. But we'll keep this long spine, somewhat of a lifted chest, just for a moment. Finding your Ujjayi breath once again. Really feeling the sitting bones grounding into that towel, the floor beneath you. Letting your belly press forwards into the thighs with each breath in. As you exhale out, maybe now you slowly start to allow your forehead, your head to bow forwards, maybe some rounding through the spine. You can relax your hands on your shins, or maybe bringing your hands to support the backs of the calves. And just listening, reconnecting to the sound of your own breath here. It's almost like amplified in this shape. Nice. Filling up in the back of the throat. Taking another breath wherever you are in your cycle. And keeping the head heavy, we'll slowly start to walk our hands back towards the hips, restacking the vertebrae of the spine, lifting the head. Beautiful. And then bending your knees. And you can stay actually on your towels if you'd like here. I'm going to just turn around so I'm facing towards you. We're going to come into our, what some people call fire log or square pose. And the Sanskrit name for this shape is Agni Stambhasana. So we'll bring our left knee, left shin down to start, and see if you can have your left knee and your ankle in the same line. So the shin is somewhat in the same plane as the short edge of your mat. And then you'll take your right foot in your left hand, flexing that ankle, cross the ankle over the kind of the inside of your left knee, inner thigh. And then for me, I am very tight in the hips, especially. So I have like a good amount of space here between my right knee and my left foot. And that's okay. If you have something, like I have this block, if you had like a pillow or another towel that you wanted to bunch between the knee and the ankle just to give that thigh something to rest on, you could do that. It's not necessary, and we're not going to be here for very long. Um, some people also call this double pigeon because you're kind of pigeoning both hips, getting that external rotation at the same time. So it is quite intense, this shape. Try to keep flexing your right foot, breathing into the length of the spine. So we're going to keep our torsos lifted. You can rest your hands on your leg. Maybe you even use your hand. I'm just thinking of this as I see you, Chloe. You can, yeah, use your hand to support that knee. That might feel nice, just giving it something to kind of fall into or to cradle. And just a couple more breaths here. Trying to find ease in not so much of an easy shape. How can you soften, release some of the holding, some of the tension just generated from this intense shape? You find a way to soften around the right hip, the socket of the joint, fallen socket, the front of the thigh, the back of the thigh, the inside towards the groin. Taking another breath and exhaling it out. Nice. Now use your hands, left hand to support that right foot, right hand to the knee. Help your leg off of that left leg. Then you can just extend both legs for a moment. Maybe bring your hands behind you, pedal the knees out, just shake out the legs. And we'll find that on the other side. So the right leg will come on the bottom, knee in line with the ankle, bringing your left ankle to cross over that right inner knee, inner thigh. And then just seeing that your shins, and they might not, perfectly stack, but just trying to get them in the same line, flexing that left foot. If you have something to support your left knee, or maybe you're just using your hand to cradle it. Maybe you close your eyes down here to really connect your sitting bones to the floor. So naturally, this left butt is going to be kind of like wanting to lift as we have the hip in this external rotation, and both hips are flexed here. So that left butt might just not be touching the ground, the towel, whatever's beneath you, that's okay. But seeing if you can just kind of send your breath down into that left glute, that left hip, allowing the thigh to soften, some of the holding around the hip joint itself to soften, keeping the spine long so our breath can be full and three-dimensional. So breathing forwards, both into the belly space, outwards into the rib space, upwards and backwards into the lung space. Taking a couple more breaths here. And then we'll start to reach for that left foot with the right hand, left hand to the left knee. Help your left leg off of that bottom leg. And just shake your legs out for a moment. Now we're gonna start to make our way down to lay our spines on the mat. So you'll come to lay back. I'm gonna stay upright just so you can continue to hear me. So lying back down, and just you can have that towel nearby for some support. So as you lie back down, you can keep your knees bent. with the soles of your feet planted on the ground. Yeah, and if you want to bring the towel behind your neck or underneath your spine. So we're going to move into just a few back bends, then we'll find some time to rest together. And I didn't check with you guys. So we did go past class time. It's 5:57. I don't know how much time you guys have. I'm just planning. We're gonna do like a couple of back bends and then move into our Shavasana for like 8-ish minutes. But whenever you need to go, you can always pop off.
Sorry, let me just check something.
Yeah, go right ahead.
A call. Oh, I have to hop on a call in 3 minutes.
In 3 minutes? Okay, perfect. So we'll call it here. Well, if Katie, if you wanted to do have your Shavasana rest, Chloe, I'm so sorry that you got to hop on this call instead of have a little Shavasana.
I will do the rest thing, but I forgot what it is. So.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave.
You're gonna head out?
She'll stay.
Okay, perfect. So Katie,
Okay.
we can
And I'll
just do
catch up on the next one.
that. Sounds great.
Thank you.
It was so good to see you, Chloe.
Yeah. I'll see you soon.
Thanks so much for joining. Good luck. Have a good call.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm gonna do this again. I'm just gonna listen and stuff. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Do whatever you want to do. Just chill out.
Okay.
So we'll just come into a couple back bends. You can be laying back down on your back, on your spine with your knees bent. You can walk the heels in a little closer towards your bum, bringing your arms down by your sides with your palms pressing into the floor. So your fingertips can almost kind of like brush up against the backs of your heels. And then for this first bridge, we're going to root into the palms, into the feet, and you'll slowly start to curl your tailbone up off the floor, lifting the lower spine, and then the middle back, balancing on the shoulder blades, shifting weight towards the back of the skull. So the hips are lifted as you inhale, exhale, grounding into the feet. Inhale, feeling the shins, the knees guide forwards. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, maybe softening around the glute muscles. Inhale, 4. Exhale. Taking one last breath here in through the nose. And exhaling as you slowly start to lower the spine back down, lowering the tailbone, the hips. And we'll come into another set of that bridge pose. Maybe you want to take it restorative. So even though I know you guys don't have blocks, so Katie, a restorative version that I like to do of this bridge is with using my own hands. So you can lift your hips and slide your hands so that your palms are pressing down and your knuckles are like resting underneath the upper edge of like your gluteus medius, if you know it. So it'll be like underneath that bone iliac kind of space of the hips and like on the upper part of the glute. So it's almost like your knuckles are giving your glute a little massage. The hands are just resting underneath the bum. So a little bit of elevation here, and sometimes I like to rock my knees a little bit side to side. And we'll just take a few breaths here. Breathing in, filling up the chest, the lungs. Exhaling out. Breathing in fully. Exhaling out deeply. And taking just another breath here. The hands are still underneath you. You can press into the feet, lift your hips, sliding your hands out from underneath you, and just resting the hips back down, hugging the knees in towards the chest, giving the shins, the knees a squeeze. And we'll find our happy baby from here. So drawing your knees in towards your chest, yeah, and you can bring your arms along the insides of your thighs, reaching either peace fingers around your big toes or wrapping your hands around the outside edges of the feet, and allowing the head to relax back, the tailbone to draw forwards towards the front of your mat, front of your space, and down towards the floor. Maybe rocking a little side to side. Nice. And if you have a plow or halasana in your practice, you can start to move back there by guiding the legs, the feet back and overhead, maybe keeping your hands towards your feet or bringing your arms down by your sides, or rather than by your sides, they're now extended forwards towards the front of the mat. So either staying in that happy baby or inverting as you flip the legs overhead. Wherever you are, taking just a couple more breaths. And as you're ready to make your way to our final rest, you can slowly start to release the legs down, extending them forwards. They were overhead, slowly resettling the spine back onto the mat, bringing your arms down by your sides. Nice. Resting in any way that feels comfortable, feels soothing to you. Maybe you even have your knees bent. Maybe the feet are wide, the knees knocking in towards each other. Maybe you have a couch or a chair or something nearby that you can swing your legs over. Just allowing the body to be heavy, allowing the breath to just be free to pass in and out of the body as it pleases. Allowing this time for stillness, for rest, after all of the focus, the work, the movement, building of heat, giving our bodies, our minds this time to reset, replenish, allowing yourself to just be wherever your breath is flowing, wherever your mind is moving. Knowing you are exactly where you need to be. Staying just as you are for another few moments. Just beginning to deepen the breath, extending the inhales towards the crown of the head, and the exhales deep into the soles of the feet. And gently rocking the head side to side, wiggling the fingers, the toes, and some small movements to wake the body back up. And taking your time, we'll start to bend the knees, planting the soles of the feet back on the mat. And rolling over to one side, coming into a fetal position. And cradling your head and the crook of your bottom arm. Just taking a moment to connect your side to the floor. And allowing the head to stay heavy, the eyes closed. We'll press into the top hand and gently lift your torso, guiding yourself back upright, coming into a seated, comfortable position. So maybe the legs cross. Bring our palms together, connecting the thumbs to the sternum, the center of the chest. Take a full breath together to close out. So go ahead and release whatever breath you were just carrying. Inhaling through the nostrils. Exhaling out of the mouth. Take another breath like that, allowing the belly to swell, the ribs to widen, the chest to lift. Exhale out of the mouth, release that fully. And we'll close with a single round of Om if you should wish. If not, you can just listen. So we'll take a breath in to prepare. Bowing your forehead towards your fingertips and sealing this practice by thanking yourself, thanking your body and your focus. And thank you, Katie and Chloe. Namaste. It was so nice to meet you, and I'm so sorry about the link, but I'm so glad that you guys were still able to join. This was so fun.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome. Have a great rest of your evening, and tell Chloe I said bye.
I will. Bye.
Bye.